Hey guys, come with me to visit a 17th century castle located in Capetown, South Africa. This place is called the Castle of Good Hope. If you're a lover of history, you should definitely add this to your bucket list. So first I got my ticket at the entrance for just 50 rands. I was just in time to meet up with the group tour, which I was very happy about. Our tour guide was a very hilarious guy. Plus, he had so much knowledge about the history of the place, which was really amazing. So guys, I got to learn that the Castle of Good Hope is the oldest existing colonial building in South Africa. It was built between the years 1666 and 1679 by a Dutch navigator and colonial administrator of the DEIC, which stands for the Dutch East Indian Company, whose name was Jan van Riebeck. Our tour guide took us to see the ammunition room. Things got interesting when he told us that the door only opens from the outside, and also that this area had no network coverage. He made a joke about locking us in the room for 30 minutes with the lights switched off. I legit thought this was a joke, but he went ahead to close us in, and surprisingly, no one contested it. My anxiety nearly got the best of me, but thank goodness he opened the door after 5 minutes. That was quite an experience. Anyways, he took us to the back area of the castle. In the horizon, you can see Table Mountain, one of South Africa's important monuments, and that's where the water supply for the castle comes from. Next up was the torture room, where criminal offenders would get tortured for whatever crimes they had committed. These looked quite scary. The last thing you want is to be a criminal in the 17th century. Now, this area is called the Dolphin Pool. It's said that the ladies like to bathe here. I was so impressed by how much history this place held, but also surprised that I knew little to nothing about this castle up until now. When I say this place was grand, I mean gigantic. It's almost impossible to know how many people lived and frequented here at the time of its peak. There were hundreds of artifacts kept at the castle. I was even more impressed by how much of these historical objects had been kept safe since the 17th century. Quite interestingly, our tour guide asked that we check out other parts of the castle ourselves after the group tour was done. I slightly suspected this was due to the sensitivity of the topic, as this was all set in the slave trade era. Next up, I got to see the Secunde's house. This was the residence of the vice governor of the Cape at the time of Dutch occupation. It's important to note that while parts of the castle has remained untouched since the 17th century, other parts have had to be reimagined due to the effects of time and elements. This brings us to the last part of my tour at the Castle of Good Hope. This area holds most of the historical art pieces. Judging by the number of security cameras in this area, you can tell that these items are quite priceless. My visit to the Castle of Good Hope was more than memorable. I got to learn a lot about the rich and beautiful history and culture of the South Africans. If you're ever in Cape Town, South Africa, don't forget to visit the Castle of Good Hope. Bye!